I'm Sarah Kelly. Welcome to the program. Days after the damaging admission that a taped conversation between high-level German military personnel was leaked into Russian hands, Germany's defense minister says blame for that incident lies with simple human error. 4 days after the revelation started making headlines, Boris Pistorius stepped before the cameras to explain in further detail exactly what had gone wrong. He says that a Singaporean caller dialed in to join the discussion about the use of Taurus missiles in Ukraine without taking the necessary security measures. Pistorius was unable, however, to provide details of how the recording made it into Russian hands. Calling the leak a hybrid disinformation attack, he expanded on Russia's attempts to influence the narrative in Germany.
Russia is constantly trying to drive a wedge between us, between the domestic political forces in Germany, between the parties, between those who are for or against, for more or less support for Ukraine. It's all a perfidious game that Putin is playing here, and we must not fall for it.
DW's chief political editor, Michaela Küfner, has been following the story and told us more about the leak and its security implications.
Well, the details of the leak that we heard about today show that there was one member of the call who was at the time in Singapore at a conference, and the German Defense Minister Pistorius said this German member of the German military appears to have used an insecure line, and there's the belief here in Berlin that Russian intelligence was siphoning off communication, free-flowing communication during that particular conference, knowing that there are a lot of military personnel in town. So the German side seems to believe that this was pretty much a lucky find. On the Russian side, having said that, the German Bundeswehr, the military, is now also reassessing the security of its own lines, but does stress that there was no hacking into any system or into any server. At the same time, everything is now being reassessed. For now, the 4 people involved are under investigation, but we also heard from Boris Pistorius, the German defense minister, saying that he was unwilling to sacrifice any of his top officers for what he called Putin's game. So there we are in this game of communication in what is described as a hybrid war here in Germany.
But, you know, it still doesn't put Germany's military in a very good light. What has been the reaction?
Absolutely, and it also comes at a time of very heated debate here in Germany over whether or not the weapon that was being discussed, the Taurus missile system, is supposed to be sent to Ukraine or not. The German Chancellor is completely against it. He fears that this could be read by the Russian side as a German involvement in this conflict. And this has since really been confirmed now by Moscow, that it would be seen that particular way, despite the fact that the French and the Brits are deploying or have already sent similar weapon systems. So this was quite something that the opposition picked up on here, and it damages the credibility of the German Chancellor in a very heated debate over this weapon, which really runs even within his own party and his own governing coalition. So Moscow clearly managed to hit a pressure point both in relation to Ukraine, which desperately needs more weapons, but in German domestic politics, where the German Chancellor is already on the defensive.
Chief Political Editor Michaela Küfner, thank you.